This video is to introduce the module Building Your Personal Brand. It will help you identify and communicate your brand, and this is important because the way others see you will be critical to your personal and your business success. You know, we all buy products because we're influenced by their brands. When the brand is positive, we're happy to buy more of it or pay more for it. And it's the same with services for people. And it will be the same for you. A great brand taps into emotions. Emotions drive most, if not all, buying decisions. A great brand is a story. Your brand is your story. And this module will help you sort out your story. My name is Bruce Holland. I'm the author of the book Cracking Great Leaders and designer of the Cracking Great Leaders program. There's an interesting thing about human beings. That is that we're hardwired to notice only that which is different. Now, this is a critical piece of information when it comes to your brand. If you're going to be the same as everybody else, you will not be noticed. So you need to figure out what it is that's special about you, be very clear about that, and live that authentically, because otherwise you won't be noticed. The only dot that you are seeing on this page is the black dot, the one that's different. So here's the problem that a lot of people have. If people see them at all, what they see is some sort of fuzzy image that simply doesn't do them justice. It's like looking at someone without your glasses on. And the reason for this fuzziness is because the person themselves doesn't know who they are, or the person who's looking at them doesn't know who they are. You see, brands require you to be you. Brands require a harmony between what you feel on the inside and what you show on the outside. And in my experience, many people are afraid to come out and say who they really are. They think, I can't say that because I might be seen as weird or different. But actually, being a bit weird and certainly different is very important in terms of your brand recognition. Unless you are crystal clear about who you are, it's impossible for others to know who you are. But if you know who you are, then there's no way to stop your brand communicating itself to everyone else who comes in touch with you. Very important messages around branding. A great brand taps into emotions. Emotions drive most, if not all, of our decisions. So we need to get way deeper than just how you look or what you say. It's how people feel about you that's important. And feelings come about through deep authenticity and people being prepared to share their vulnerabilities, their weaknesses, as well as their strengths. So the reasons why you should use this model is because your success depends on how others see you. And how others see you depends on how well you know yourself. So you need to be you. Otherwise, there's no authenticity. And to stand out, you really do need to stand for something. That's where the feeling comes from. People buy into something when they think that this person stands for something. They may not agree with it. They might not like it even. But if you don't stand for something, if they don't know where you stand, then you don't stand. Most people struggle with vulnerability because they don't like to be seen as weak, almost like being naked. Yet vulnerability is one of the most undervalued and misunderstood of all human qualities. Without the willingness to be vulnerable, we will not build deep, lasting relationships in life, because there's no better way to earn a person's trust than putting ourselves in a position of unprotected weakness and demonstrating that we believe we will be supported. You look at anyone that you trust, and I bet you anything you like, they're prepared to be them. They're prepared to be vulnerable. They're prepared to show who they are, warts and all. To have a strong mission, you need to stand for something. You need to understand your purpose, why you're put on this planet, how you add value, and it needs to be something quite big and quite scary. In working with people on this module, I've found that everybody has a purpose. To start with, a lot of people aren't very clear about what it is. But work on it and you get not only much more personal power, but people start to come to you because you cannot say, look, I'm great, but my purpose is great, and you will be linked to that big purpose. The module tells you how to look, how well you're dressed, your hairstyle, how well you're groomed, and whether you look successful. These things may seem shallow, but actually research shows that they are important also. How you communicate, body language is vitally important. In fact, it's often said that it doesn't really matter what you say, it's how you say it that's the important thing. The module will talk about what you do, because most people don't like people who flaunt their fancy degrees and financial success and brag about their accomplishments. However, that's very different from sharing the very things that qualify you as an expert. If you're asking people to believe that you know what you're doing and to take advice from you, then you need to tell them why their confidence in you is justified. The module helps you understand how to reach out. Sometimes things as small as a business card can have a big effect on how you are viewed, and the way you communicate has an equal impact. I love the book Purple Cow. Essentially, the idea is that if you saw a purple cow walking down the street, you would go and tell someone about it. It would be something that's remarkable. You would remark on it. Well, you need to become, in a sense, a purple cow also, something that people will remark on. Because branding is all about people remarking on you. It's word of mouth. And to do that, you need to increase your energy and find sneezers, people who will sneeze. Sneezing, you need to become like infectious. So people can sneeze your purple cow all over the city and around the world. And the module will help you with your branding plan, your individual branding plan, the things that you need to do to become fantastic at branding yourself. So how it adds value to you. The world is crowded, and to be noticed, you need to break through that crowdedness. Your success depends on who knows you and who knows what you do and how you add value. And as I said, your story needs to be contagious so others can sneeze it. And more success clearly will lead to more revenue and more impact on the world. There's not much point doing great stuff if no one knows that you're doing it. Your next steps are to become familiar with the readings, download the readings, download the process, understand the process, deliver the module, because this is a process that works. You can collect your revenue way faster than if you tried to design this thing from the start by yourself. My call to action is to buy the module. It will explain all you need for a successful workshop. It has all the readings, the exercises, and all the processes that are going to be important to make this workshop work. The process works. You may want to change it so that it reflects something more of yourself, but as long as you follow what's here, you will get a great result. People will become much clearer about who they are, their brand will strengthen, customers will want to come to them and talk about them, and they will be much more successful.